Hey guys, Casual Concealed here. Today I want to show you my Glock 19 after about 4,000 rounds. All I've used to lube it was Ezox at about 3,500 rounds, and that's when the trigger stopped resetting. Other than that, it hasn't been cleaned at all, so let's just get into it. First off, we're going to start here with the slide. As you can see, it's pretty dry on the outside. You can see some dirt from there. Once I flip it over, you can see a whole bunch of carbon buildup and fouling. All those little speckled spots are just pieces of brass or steel, depending on what I was shooting. And it kind of just scrapes right off. Moving up, you can see a bunch of buildup and wear. Looking down to the firing pin, again, carbon fouling. Nothing that won't come off with a wire brush though, and some elbow grease. Put that away. And now we'll pick up the barrel. So immediately looking, you see the chamber. It's got a whole bunch of carbon buildup there. Again though, it's going to come off with just a wire brush. I had no issues with gun chambering. Flipping it over, you can take a look and see that ring there. That's not a threaded barrel. That is just a ring of carbon buildup. Again though, probably just come off with a little elbow grease. See, a little bit comes off there with my thumb. Put that bad boy away. Now we'll pick up the recoil spring. This one gave me no issues, but it was kind of, racking a little gritty. Not sure if that was because of buildup on the spring or buildup on the rails itself, but the spring is kind of grimy. Next, we're grabbing the locking block. I put some oil on this at 3,500 rounds, but it really just kind of wipes clean, and no big deal. Here's one part that gave me an issue, the trigger. I'm not sure why it wasn't resetting, but if you look deep into it here, it's pretty fouled. Like, there's casing, there's lead, there's just dirt. We'll take a closer look here. That's probably the dirtiest part of the gun. It's gonna take some compressed air or something to get that out, but the outside kind of just wipes clean. Trigger bar, not too bad at all. And then the inside of the trigger itself is kind of a little grimy. Not sure if that had anything to do with why the trigger wasn't resetting, but it's possible. So now I'll put that away and we'll pick up the frame. The frame is pretty gross. There's a whole bunch of carbon buildup inside the mag. Well, the mags don't really drop that free anymore. They kind of have some resistance. And here you can see I'm definitely going to need to take a wire brush to that and some elbow grease to get all that carbon down. But yeah, nothing catastrophic. This is really just my range gun, so I might take it another 1,000 rounds and do an update in a little bit. If you want to see that, please be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see that soon. Thanks.